Hello, everybody. This is the story of how I got banned from McDonald's for life. So it was the year 2020. I was about 16, I think. And one day I just went into a McDonald's like normal. I didn't really have anything planned. And I didn't have a lot of money on me, so I got the 4-piece McNuggets. And this was in the drive-thru, so I go to the window, get my McNuggets, and then I leave into like a different parking lot, and I open it, and I see that there were only 3 chicken McNuggets when I specifically told them I wanted the 4-piece. So I thought, well, I could go all the way back to the McDonald's and complain, or I could just cut my losses and have it, which was, what I would normally do. But this particular night, I was really wanting that extra chicken McNugget that I had, paid for. So I went inside the McDonald's, and I went up to the counter, and I said, "Excuse me," and I showed him the box. "You only gave me 3 chicken McNuggets out of the 4. And the guy looked at it and then looked at me and said, "Okay, I'm really sorry about that. One moment." And then he goes into the kitchen. 5 seconds later, he comes back with a new box of chicken McNuggets, and it's got 4 in it. And he's like, "This one's on me. Sorry about that." So I'm like, "Okay, cool. Thank you very much." I walk back to my car with my now 7 chicken McNuggets, and I think, wow, I paid for 4. Now I've got 7. This is great. Right? So that kind of puts me in a good mood for the rest of that month, I'd say. And then, sometime later, back in pretty much the same situation, I wanting McDonald's, I go in through the drive-thru, I order the 4-piece chicken McNuggets, and, I get it, and I go back to the parking lot hoping that there's only 3 again, right? Because I was able to get 7 last time. And I open the box, and there's 4 chicken McNuggets, right? So I'm looking at it, disappointed, even though it's specifically what I ordered, and I got it, yet I'm still sad because, I had such a good experience last time, and I'm thinking about that, and that's all I can think about. And I have a great idea. I eat one of the chicken McNuggets, so that way there are 3 in the box. I go inside, and I show him the box, and I say, "Excuse me," and I have my receipt too. I ordered the 4-piece chicken McNuggets. I only have 3. You guys only gave me 3 again. And, I start kind of, raising my voice, moving my arms around a lot. It's pretty late at night, so I'm pretty sure they're used to it. But anyway, the guy's like, "Okay, sir, calm down, one moment." He goes into the kitchen. 5 seconds later, comes back with a 4-piece chicken McNuggets. It's on the house again. This time I've had 8, because before I had only 7. But this time I had 8 because I ate the one that was in the original 4-pack that I got this time. So I go back to my car with all the chicken McNuggets, and I thought, wow, I saved. Not only did I get food from this, I saved money by doing this. So I do that at this particular McDonald's multiple times a week for, a couple of weeks. Okay, well, at one point it was every day. I did this every day, and, I did it every day, and they eventually caught wind. They're like, "Okay, here comes this guy. Remember, do not serve him any chicken McNuggets if he comes in with a box saying that we forgot one," right? It's like a thing. It was on the wall. I found out from my friend who actually ended up working there. There was a sign on the wall of the employees only break room that said, "Don't serve this guy," and it had like a very good picture of me. Well, okay, it originally had a bad picture of me, and my friend was like, "Dude, look at this. They've got your picture on the wall." So I sent my friend a high-quality picture of me, and it's like me doing this in front of like a really nice background. So I sent him that so that they could put up that nice picture of me instead of the unflattering picture of me from the, the security camera footage. So anyway, they're no longer serving me those chicken McNuggets, right? Because they know who I am. They've caught on to my little scheme. So what I did was I drove all the 30 minutes to a McDonald's a few towns away and did the same thing with them. And it worked, right? I got the 7 chicken McNuggets while only paying for the 4. So I do that at that new location, which, the money that I ended up saving by doing this scheme did not match the cost of gasoline that it would take to go to that McDonald's. I'm now realizing that, but back then I thought I was making a profit. I don't know. You do stupid things when you're 16. So, like before, the McDonald's a few towns away caught on to my scheme, so now they've banned me. And now I have to, the next closest McDonald's is 2 hours away. I live in the middle of fucking nowhere, America. So I drive 2 hours to the other McDonald's, and I do the thing there. And keep in mind, this is the first time I've done it at this McDonald's. The guy's like, "Excuse me, sir, we got a newsletter this morning from corporate saying, and it had your picture in it. He's like pointing at me, and he's like, we're not allowed to, any McDonald's in the world is no longer allowed to serve you anything at all. And he's like, if you don't get out of here, I'm going to have to call my manager. And keep in mind, I was 16. I was not the most level-headed person. And I'm like, you can't do that. The customer is always right. And I jump over the counter, and I kind of have him in like one of that, but it's like Homer Simpson style. So I've got like both hands, and I'm shaking his head, and he's making Bart Simpson noises. And I can see that the employees are not doing anything about that. The other employees there are not rushing to get me off of their coworker. They're kind of just standing back, hiding behind stuff. I think they're scared or something. And I get off of him eventually after he stops making any kind of noise altogether. And I go into their break room because no one's stopping me, right? And they're using the bad picture of me. They're not using the high quality picture of me. They're using the terrible picture of me from their security camera. And this sends me into a rage, right? And I see the deep fryer, and look, he didn't die, okay? But the employee that I was choking, his face is no longer going to be the same, and I think it messed up his vocal cords too. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, all right? Clearly. If I was a doctor, I wouldn't have to be pulling this little scheme. But it's their fault, okay? Because they're the ones who are... McDonald's, it's their fault because they're the ones who are putting up bad pictures of me to make me look like the bad guy. Yeah, so I'm no longer allowed, not only in any McDonald's for the rest of my life, but, the gasoline companies caught on to my little scam too, because I would put the cost of gasoline did not match the profits that I was making from this little McDonald's thing. So what I did was I would siphon the gas into a thing without paying for it. I broke so many gas station machines just to get free gasoline. So I'm not allowed, and fucking the Department of Motor Vehicles caught on too. So I'm not allowed to have a car. This isn't even my car, by the way. Yeah, so that was me when I was 16. I haven't gone back to McDonald's since then. I'm pretty sure they've forgotten about it. I wonder. You know what? Let's see. Okay, thanks.